Hey there, nerds. Jimmy Palmquist here. A little drive time chat. And today we're going to talk a little business. And by that I mean DC Comics business. A report just came out recently that they basically lost $2 million over the last year. I guess not quite 3 quarters, so 2 quarters. Mainly having to do with their comic books, specifically, from what I understand, Convergence. And I'm not surprised. I read, I want to say 3 books in the actual Convergence storyline, and then about 5 of the offshoots. And the offshoots were all right. I enjoyed Green Arrow, Green Lantern, Aquaman. I can't remember some of the other ones. But the actual storyline of Convergence, I thought was terrible. And I've been over this before. I stopped reading it. I'm usually a completist, and I'm like, all right, I have to finish this. Case in point, Daredevil Shadowland. I was not a fan, but I'm like, I've got to finish this. I got to find out how this goes and what happened. And it wasn't great. I didn't enjoy it. It was okay, not great. But Convergence, I could not do it. I'm like, no, not going to do it. Not going to do it. And I can't be the only one. And from some of the things I've read and heard from other nerds, especially on some of the videos I made, they also couldn't do it, didn't want to do it, didn't want to waste their money on it. And I'm reading them for free to review them, and I didn't want to do it. Most nerds are paying their hard-earned money to read this, and it was just crap. Which, this is one of the first times I've seen this, is translated into real hard data for DC to say, hey, this sucked. Cut it out. Don't do that. So much so that it looks like their whole DCU phrasing, whatever, I don't know what they were doing with that. They're also shying away from and kind of going back to the DC 52, New 52, which, I'll be honest, I don't know what that means. I know there were a lot of people that were upset with the New 52. I personally enjoyed it. I think Scott Snyder's run on Batman has been brilliant, and I know one creator, writer in the comic industry specifically, does not enjoy it, which surprised me. I'm like, wow, I'm floored. But that's beside the point. I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed Aquaman for a spell there, and I'm getting back into him. I thought there were storylines like Green Lantern, which just went on forever and ever. It's like, get on with it. Let's do this war. But for the whole, I enjoyed the New 52. I thought it was cool. I had no problems with it. So what a stretch for DC to go back to that, and that was kind of reviled. But obviously the DCU and what Convergence was so bad that that's what they're going to do. I think it's interesting. I'm glad they're listening, at least on the surface. They're listening to what us, the nerds, had to say. It's nice to see that money really does talk, and they're listening. But I want to hear what you guys have to say. DC losing a ton of money over some really bad creative decisions. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below.